So this is it. This is the day I go home. And I've been up since 3:30 for no particular reason. I've had one cup of really bad instant coffee in my hotel room, and then I thought, I can do better than this. So I did my favorite Google search, which is coffee near me, filtered to open now. And I came across this coffee bar right here. I forget the name of it. It's only a 4-minute walk from my hotel. It has a 4.8 rating and a really good array of pictures of the stuff that they offer. So I'm going to go in here and get maybe my last real cappuccino in Italy. I don't count the one I probably have at the airport. Well, this coffee shop is actually down a little bit under the buildings in an underground market I had no idea was here. So we'll walk around and look at this before I go back to the hotel. But I went up to order and they asked me if it was to go over here. And I said, well, I'd like to drink my coffee here at one of these tables. Sure, no problem. Go sit down, we'll bring it to you. Okay. And so here it is. This is one of the things I was talking about earlier. I think it's called a meditazzo. I don't know. My Italian's awful. But it's just a really soft bread roll, almost like a hot dog bun, but it's not. And it's split open, and they just put whipped cream in it, and it's where you can actually see it. This is a traditional breakfast. That, and of course my cappuccino. Ciao. I'm not going to try to walk through this whole thing, but you can see that it is huge, and at 5:30 in the morning it's just really sort of getting started. Explains why this coffee shop is open so early. All these vendors have been coming up to get coffee. Now I have walked past this, I don't know how many times since I've been here. I've been here 2 days, but if I had known it was there, I would have been shopping there a long time ago. I'll put the name of this place in the description of this video so you'll know kind of where we are. All right, well, it's about 6 o'clock, not quite 6 o'clock. I am packed. You're not surprised by that, are you? And I have a car coming for me at 8:45. So I could have taken a car back to the train station, and the train station, a 30-minute train ride back to the airport. I want to go over here and see this door while I'm here. And between the car to the train station and the train station itself, I would have spent about 50 pounds and a little over probably an hour to an hour and a half travel. So I had the hotel order me a private car. It's 70 pounds. It's straight to my terminal. It takes 30 minutes. They could have ordered me a taxi. The taxi would have been 60 pounds and may or may not have shown up when I needed it. So just so you're aware, it's getting around. I mean, it's expensive, but I think at this point it's worth it to me to be better safe than sorry. I've been walking past this door. It's for a hair salon, and I wanted to make sure I had it on video. I didn't bother taking any pictures of it. And now I'm going back to the room where I will just rest and relax, I suppose, and have another cup of bad instant coffee until it's time to go down and catch my ride. And just to put it in context, so over here is the entrance to the Vatican Museums, and right across the street is this set of stairs. This is where most of the groups meet before walking across to get in line at their appointed time. And if you go down those stairs, it's about 2.5 blocks on your right, you're going to find that market. And again, if you don't know it's there, you're going to walk right by it. But if you're in Rome and you're nearby, I highly recommend it. Now, I want to show you something really interesting. It is 6 o'clock in the morning, and the line has already started for the museums. Now, if they're part of a group, I don't know, but they do have tours that start at like 8 o'clock. I think the museum opens either 8:30 or 9. I have to look that up, but so you can get in a tour that goes in early, and there will just be a very few numbers of people in there at any given time. I highly recommend you check one of those tours out if you're going to get a tour, because you will thoroughly enjoy the museums much more if you are not shoulder to shoulder with people being shuffled along. Wow, that's really bad lighting for this video. My apologies. Let me turn back around here. That's, not great, but it's better. They also have guided tours that go through, that includes a breakfast, I think. And another way to see the museums without the big crowd is to come late and go in maybe an hour before closing. I understand the lines are less during that time as well. Never tried that. Usually by the end of the day, I'm too tired. So, but there's your travel info for the day. It may not be much, but it's better than a stick in the eye. Okay, well, it's only about 9:30, so I have 2.5 hours before the plane boards. I'd rather get to an international airport really early, but there was nobody in security. I mean, nobody. And so I just kind of zoomed right on through. Now we're going to go try to see if we can find our gate. All right, well, I've spent a little time in the lounge, had some snack foods. I've had breakfast, I've had food here, I'll have 2 meals on the plane. I'll have more food at the lounge in Atlanta. If I didn't gain any weight on this trip, I will definitely gain it on the way home. So I still have about an hour before my plane is going to start boarding, but I'm going to go ahead and head over to the gate and just sit down and relax and maybe take a nap. And to my daughters and my grandkids, I will just say, sorry, not buying Christmas presents here. Now, I'll make a couple of notes here about the Rome airport. First of all, it's huge. But second of all, it is really, really empty. And I like the fact that there are couple of, just walking along the gates here, there are a couple of play areas for kids, and I mean like real life playgrounds that they can run around in and stuff. It's very, very nice. Much different than Atlanta.
Luggage, a smaller backpack or shopping bag on the floor under the seat in front of you.
All right, long story short, there was nothing worth getting a video of while I was on the plane for 9 hours in coach. You know, I was sitting in an aisle seat, and I said that I typically prefer the aisle seat. And I don't mind getting up for people. But the people sitting, there were 2 people sitting toward the window from me. They must have got it 5 times. I mean, it was like never ending. And then, you know, coming through customs was super, super easy. And there was this huge long line to get back through security, and they came and grabbed about 30 of us and said, we're going to take you upstairs. There's no line upstairs. So I had one lady in front of me when I got to security. Right now I need to find something to drink because I'm parched from being in the air. I did have some water while I was up there, but it was not enough, evidently. So I'm going to go get something to drink, and then I will be right back. All right. I got a little something. So I'm scheduled on a flight. I don't even know what terminal it's in. I'm scheduled on a flight about 10:30 to get into, actually I guess it's probably closer to 11 because I get into Chattanooga pretty close to midnight. So when I got through customs, I stopped at a Delta desk and I said, are there any earlier flights with seats available that I could maybe do standby? So they've got me on a 7:30 flight standby here in C terminal, and that's what I'm hoping to get on and get home a lot earlier. I would just feel so much better. So one of the problems that I had on the plane, other than the fact the food was awful, is that the USB port to charge my phone was not working. I even tried the seat next to me. That guy was not using his. Still didn't work. And my phone was down around 40% charged, and I wasn't too worried about it getting on the plane because I had 9 hours to charge it, but it didn't charge. So it's one of the reasons why I just shut my phone off. I didn't bother trying to surf the internet.
didn't bother trying to get hooked up. Well, I did try to get hooked up and couldn't. I never have really understood why. It worked perfectly fine on the way over to Italy, and it didn't work at all coming home. I guess it's plane to plane, I don't know. So anyway, I had my phone off for 8 of the 9 hours. That's hard. That's really hard. So now that I'm here, I am trying to get connected back to Wi-Fi here at the airport, catch up on the news, catch up on text messages from friends, check up on comments on videos, all that kind of good stuff. So I may be in and out here while I'm waiting on this plane. All right, well, this is kind of ending the trip with a whimper of a video, I'm sure. But I did get my standby flight, and I am in Chattanooga, and I'm about to call myself an Uber, and I'm going home, and I'm going to bed. And tomorrow we'll do a little recap maybe, and talk about what went right, what went wrong, and maybe what I might have done different. And we'll call it quits. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for watching all the videos. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow.